greatest enemy we face in our marriages. Because what resentment is, we're going to be together. We're living apart, but you know what? We're going to get happens. If I'm at all experiencing any sort of unhappiness, screaming very broadly. Because yes, we do get married. We go on our honeymoon, boys box, but that's another story altogether. We were hoping to avoid in the first place. From afar, and it looks like one person. It's got carved into it a crown with one nose, two eyes, and a mouth. But you get, the whole time she said, I want to have some sort of lobster dinner. So on the third night, everything freaking out. I'm looking at her and she's like getting farther and farther. Just lays into him, freaks out, right? Justify argument about what we're supposed to do with the thermostat. Well, we're going. Who's got daughters in here? Air restaurant, and I noticed. Good book title, I should use it. 2 Ticks Without a Dog. And take off. Like suddenly she gets married and she's got to know what it's like in the summer. We moved into this new house. Such thing as anxiety-free marriage. I do, right? You said growth occurs. Ions conflict with each other. That creates electricity. Dinner happened at 7 when we said it was going to happen. And it took me 3 days. 3 days. My wife can choose, and it's as easy as stepping off a curb to do. What makes my buttons so easily pushable? That's a question we ask at Scream Free. Scream Free marriage is an effort to help people discover the power of calm in their most important relationship. It is amazing what can happen if one person, not even both of them have to do it, but just if one person can discover how to stay calm in the midst of that heated discussion, where one person can choose not to follow suit in the escalation pattern, or even follow suit in the silent treatment for 3 days. But one person can be brave enough to say, you know what, I don't like how we ended that, and I apologize for my part in it. Teaching folks how to take responsibility for their part in the very problems they actually complain about, which is what successful couples do. The biggest struggle I see couples have is they get caught up in patterns of escalation, and they end up saying, well, we can't talk about anything because we escalate. Well, Scream Free marriage says, no, we don't do anything. There is no we in marriage. It's he did, and then you chose to. Or my spouse did, and then I chose to follow suit. And so once I begin to take responsibility for my part in the very patterns I'm complaining about, then I can begin to experience real change. So I can say to my spouse, for instance, you know what, that hurt. Ouch. Instead of saying something hurtful right back to them, I can choose to say, that one hurt. Were you trying to hurt me with that one? Because you did. Now it's a different conversation. Just because one person decided to act differently. And that's the power that Scream Free has on a relationship, the relationship that matters the most.
Scream Free is very complementary to the other curriculums that we're already using. The mission of family advocacy is prevention and education, prevention of domestic violence. But through education, couples can learn different ways of dealing with the problems that they have, so it doesn't escalate into that violence, be it verbal or physical violence.
And then, but now that we do have another type of curriculum that we can add to our repertoire, it's going to make it beneficial to the soldiers, the families, their children, to help them be able to relax, to have another outlet other than screaming and yelling at their family members.